We have got a youth. The Meru have got, just like the other part of the country, the population is fairly young, youthful. And I've been saying that a youth can be a blessing or a curse. If you do not empower them, then they become drug addicts, delinquents, criminals. But if they are empowered through skills, if opportunities created right from nursery through primary to secondary and post-secondary, you create skills, then they become a source for wealth creation. And this is something that we can do together. Then you need to have more resources down there. This is what we had planned with BBI. BBI was very well intentioned. After the crashes that we had post-2017 elections, we sat down with my brother Uhuru, and it took us a long time to discuss and isolate issues which we thought are ailing Kenya. Not just elections of 2013, 2017, but what is it that has made Kenya stagnate from independence up to now, over 50 years? Why have we not been able to realize the Kenyan dream? And I gave an example. There's a book written by experts in Korea. They're talking about the Korea miracle. And in that book, they're saying that in 1952, Ethiopia sent troops, 2,600 troops to South Korea to help South Korea fight against the North. 2,600 troops were sent by Ethiopia. Meaning at that time, Ethiopia was a more developed economy than South Korea. Fast forward, 50 years later, Koreans are building schools, are building universities, are building roads in Ethiopia. This time around, the per capita income in Ethiopia is $380. In Korea, it is over $20,000. So you ask yourself, what is it that happened? What did the Koreans get right with the Ethiopians got wrong? You see? And in that book, you find the solution. What they did right and what the Ethiopians got wrong. So there are many ways for dealing with these issues. Create as many challenges. The infrastructure. When I was Minister for Roads, my permanent secretary was Engineer Mongera. And with him, we designed the road network in Meru. What remains is just implementation of that program. You don't need to reinvent the wheel again. Okay? We rural access roads, which will enable farmers to access markets with their wares quickly. Easy to be done. Then, when I was in my other incarnation, I was Minister for Energy. And I'm the one who turned rural electrification into an infrastructure, bringing energy closer to the people. That is another program that can be expanded to reach the villages. He's talking about water. Of course, here you have got responsibilities at the national level and at the county level. He is the governor. He has got a responsibility, and the national government has got a responsibility. Not far away from there, there's a plan, and he knows it. There's a place called Mutonga. We had planned Grand Falls Mutonga, which is in the border, Tharaka-Nithi, Kitui, and this is there. That is where we intended to build the last and the biggest dam on the Tana to generate up to 1,000 megawatts of electricity. And then you have sufficient water to supply the whole of that region. And you can do also big, huge irrigations in those areas using that water down there. But we had also planned there the LAPSET, the Lamu Port, South Sudan, and the Ethiopia Transport Corridor. And it's passing through this area here. You make this area a transit route. Then there's also the other one which is going down. You had planned when I was a minister for roads. Kibwezi, Kitui, Mwingi, then you come through Meru, to Isiolo, and then it joins this other one going to Addis Ababa. And then you also have the branch going through Samburu to Juba. And then you connect, because we are doing Mr. Chairman is the chairman of LAPSET. And we are doing a corridor. She's not just going Lamu Port, South Sudan, but it's going through South Sudan into Central African Republic, into Cameroon, to the port of Kribi, to connect the Atlantic Ocean and the Indian Ocean and create that land corridor and open up the interior of Africa. That will create a big market. Then you do not even need to go and beg for your mirror market. You can send it to South Sudan, send it to Central African Republic, to the Cameroon, and so on. So there are many things that can be done working together. But I'm talking about this issue of economy mashinani, and that was in the BBI. And we talked of minimum 35% going down to the counties. That itself will help revolutionize life down there. As the governor said, it is putting 6 billion shillings extra into the coffers of the county government. That will help the county government, because at the moment, the amount of money that is going down there, big chunk of it is just going for recurrent expenditures, paying salaries to the staff down there. But you need additional funding for infrastructure and other services like health and water and so on and so forth, agriculture. I myself am convinced that the BBI had a solution to our problems. And you just say, put it on the side right now, but we will ensure that it is implemented. We will ensure that it is implemented for the good of our people. There are some of it which were not even constitutional amendments, like in putting up a fund, a youth fund, which the youth can be able to go and borrow from without having to pay any interest for 7 years, so that they're able to start up new ventures. That is something that can still be implemented without. They are saying that we are looking for jobs for the people. But the minister himself, he was a minister for justice and constitutional affairs in those days. when we were at Bomas of Kenya. And he knows the kind of executive structure she came out with from Bomas of Kenya. It is not the one that we're having here today. It was discussed, if you're talking about a constituent assembly, Bomas was a constituent assembly. And Bomas came up with a structure which was in the BBI. And they were saying, oh, the people are trying to create jobs for the people, job for the people. No, that executive structure is much cheaper than the one we're having today. But that again is a subject for another day. So therefore, let me just say this. I say that we have a project to transform this country. And let me say, we want to form a partnership. I want to form a partnership with the Meru people. That we are in this together. It is not that, oh, you're taking me up there and so on, no. I've not yet announced, I'm still consulting. But I'm saying that my view is to form a partnership with the people so that we are going in it together. And that when we reach there, we will have everything together. We have a clear program for the youth, a very clear program for the women of Meru, who are like the women of Kenya. We must ensure that our women are properly empowered. We must discard some of the old archaic traditions that tended to demean the women. The Kenyan women must arise, must be given the opportunity so that they can be able to play the meaningful role that they richly deserve. Our women don't want handouts. They don't want to be treated like second-class citizens. They are first-class citizens like everybody else. So we need to just create opportunities. And we start with the girl child. The girl child must be enabled to get quality education like the boy child. And we know the issues that sometimes mitigate against girls, they must be assisted so that they can perform. And you've seen when they're given equal opportunities, some of them perform better than boys. So we need to empower our women. A country cannot grow if only half the country is working and half is being denied opportunity to make contribution. You must enable them to all make contributions. Equally, our disabled people, my friend Macarena here, it was just an accident and it's there. But they're saying that disability is not inability. People with disability are able to make contributions just like anybody else. So we must make our society more disability friendly. Access to buildings, access to places of work, and so on. This can be done. It can be done with commitment. So we are talking about a total development where we empower each and every member of our society. Niliambiwa ya kwamba nikisiposema Kiswahili wengine watakuwa hawajaelewa. Lakini yale ambayo mimi nasema ni ya kwamba sisi tuko kwa safari. Tunataka kuunganisha Wakenya kwa sababu juzi mimi nilitoa wito nikasema azimio ya umoja. Na vile vile nikasema inawezekana. Yaani Kenya mpya inawezekana. Tukiungana pamoja kama Wakenya, hakuna kitu ambayo inaweza kutuzuia sisi kupata yale tunayotaka. Mzungu ndiye alikuwa na nguvu zaidi. Mzungu alikuwa na mzinga, alikuwa na jeshi, alikuwa na kila kitu, lakini watu wetu walisimama wakasema hatuwezi kukaa na hii kitu, wakakataa. Wakaenda wakachukua mabaskeli, wakachukua ile frame baskeli, wakatengeneza naye bunduki, wakaanza kupigana huko mzituni. Akina Jarabai Mungi wa Meru huko. Meru has several generals. And very many Meru people died in the struggle for liberation of this country. So we must not let the dreams of those people go to naught. Ndoto yao ambayo walisema ati Mungu bariki nchi hii yetu ya Kenya, haki iwe ngao na mlinzi, tukae na undugu, amani na uhuru, na raha tupate na ustawi. Nchi ambayo kuna raha na ustawi ni Kanaani katika Biblia. Ninasema sio Raila ndiye amesema tunaenda Kanaani. Waanzilishi wa taifa letu ndio walisema, wakaandika katika wimbo wetu wa taifa ati nchi ile ambayo kuna mana na asali, Kanaani yetu, na inawezekana. Ndio tunasema Kenya mpya inawezekana. Kenya mpya inawezekana. Lakini sio Kenya hii ambayo mimi nasema ni Kenya ambayo ina ustawi, Kenya ambayo kila mtu anapata nafasi ya kufanya kazi sawa sawa. Sio Kenya pale ambayo watu wanabeba mawheelbarrow na nini na nini. Kwa hivyo mimi sitaki kuongea mingi zaidi, nimeongea ya kutosha. Nataka kutoa shukrani sana kwa gavana, kwa chairman na kwa justice na profesa na vijana wote ambao wamefika hapa siku ya leo. Nasema asanteni sana kwa kunisikiza. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Let's give a clap to, Right Honorable. Thank you. Let's sit down. We just want to spend another 5-10 minutes so that we seek some bit of ownership of this occasion by people participating. Your Excellency, I'm being accused by Makarina, our governor, the role I played in 2017 in the classroom of political science. The little that I do know, because I'm a scientist, I was told there are two ways to have the tallest building in a city. One, you build yours to be the tallest so that the others can remain shorter than yours. Alternatively, you destroy all the others so that your two-story building becomes the tallest. That's what we did in 2017, in 2013. We tried to destroy other people's buildings so ours could remain the tallest. But this time, we have convinced ourselves, Your Excellency, with the support of all the people who are here, we want to build our house to be the tallest in the city. That's a commitment. Number two, Your Excellency, the LAPSET program that I do chair the board of has got what if you can remember, what we call the outer corridor. The outer corridor is 50 kilometers either side of the infrastructure corridor, whereby we plan for the social amenities, we plan the towns, we plan for schools, health centers, hospitals, all those. So LAPSET will come in handy, and Meru town and other towns in Meru are part of that economic corridor. So it is, through that initiative which you started in your office when you are the Prime Minister, that we'll see those developing taking place along the corridor from Lamu all the way to Nakodok, the border of South Sudan and Kenya, and all the way to Moyale, the border of Ethiopia and Kenya. But today, Your Excellency, is not my day. You have given us, your remarks, your assurances, your commitment, and the promise that you've given us, the Merus. So allow me to break the protocol a bit, because this is a political process we are, following. Allow me, we break the protocol a bit. We invite a few people in the plenary to support what other leaders of Meru have said, but not repeating themselves, just in support. And I want to give this opportunity to the Master of Ceremony to conduct that in the shortest time possible. Just say 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes, I want you to call Dr. Diakono to come and pray for us in Meru, and then we all say thank you and God bless you. Thank you very much. We'll see you another time. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. A round of applause for our Chairman today. Now, as I invite these great people, please remember you have only a minute and then to Malize. So we're beginning with Dr. Kilemi Mwiria. You have a minute to come and endorse what the Prime Minister said. Then Majority Leader Karevi, Ukai Karibu, Youth Leader Osomotembei, closer.
Yeah,
all right, Dr. Kilemi Mwiria, because yours also is coming again for vote of thanks, we'll do them combined. Your remarks plus the vote of thanks, please don't go anywhere. It's only 10 minutes. So, Majority Leader Karevi, Victor Karevi, please, faster so that we finish this. And then Mutembei, come closer. Each of you have a minute.
Thank you. The former Prime Minister, Raila Amolo Odinga, a great Kenyan who we celebrate, our governor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Victor Kareithi Mutuma. I'm an MCA, the leader of Majority Party in Meru. And sorry for coming in a little late. I just have a comment. I've listened very carefully to the submission by His Excellency, the former Prime Minister, and I must confirm that just like my governor said, we at Meru are making calculations. We've had a rough time in the opposition in the past. We spent the entire period when the former president, Moi, was in power in the opposition, and we would hate to do a similar mistake. That is why we are making our calculations, and we have to make sure that come next year, we are right at the middle of the government. That is what we are saying as people of Meru, and will not hesitate to embrace all the leaders who are willing to embrace us. So the former Prime Minister, we are excited, we are happy, and we look forward to engaging some more with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for Victor Karevi. And now the youth Mutembei. Mutembei, karibu.
Meru Mugen. Okay. Huh? Okay. Waziri Mkuu, mawaziri na wabunge wako hapa, gavana, mimi naitwa Greenford Mutembei, Mount Kenya Caucus. Mimi nitasema mambo mawili peke yake. Kwanza tunataka baba apande mlima, alafu atuelezea akiwa hapo kwa mlima hivyo wamesema hajatangaza kama atasimama au namna gani. Number 2, Bwana Waziri Mkuu, tumezunguka sana na kuna mambo mingi inaongewa ambayo si ya ukweli. Hii mlima si ya mtu, hii mlima ni ya watu, ni ya sisi wenyewe. Kwa hivyo sisi Bwana Waziri Mkuu na watu wengine wako hapa, tunakuomba uendelee kutembea kwa mlima. Ukitaka kupandia mlima pande Meru iko sawa. Ukitaka kupandia mada Murang'a, sisi tutakuwa nyuma yako. Asante sana, thank you.
Asante sana Mutembei. Now I call upon Mutuma Kanata to give his remarks concerning your speech. Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga. Mutuma Kanata, please. And let me remind the speakers, the protocols have been observed, so please just go directly to the point.
Prime Minister, and all protocols observed. My comments will be very few. One, when I was a student at the University of Nairobi, we had organized an education symposium at Kikuyu campus. That time, during Moi's time, students were not allowed to invite opposition leaders. I remember we invited so many of the opposition leaders to come and participate in the education symposium. One of them was Raila Amolo Odinga. We had invited Joya, we had invited Muite, all sorts of opposition leaders. And the only person who managed to enter the university, despite the heavy presence of police, was Raila Amolo Odinga. Others did not manage. I can tell you, Raila, you'll be able to climb Mount Kenya. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mutuma. And now I invite Winnie Kaburu to come and give her remarks briefly. All protocols have been observed, so twende direct to the point. Winnie Kaburu, karibu sana, in less than a minute.
Good afternoon.